Alright, guys, here we are again, back to Doki Doki Literature Club, or whatever you want to call it now, because I believe it's now called Monica's, or Monica's Place, or whatever. Um, I don't know what else to say, man. We're still stuck with her in that room. We're about to go back, and we'll find out if we have a chance of getting out. So, we'll see. Let's do this. Uh-oh. What just happened? Oh, I knew it. I just had an awful dream. I was hoping those would stop. Now that's just the two of us. I guess that was wishful thinking. Michael, I don't know if you would have any idea, but if you know what might be causing that, could you try to do something about it? Whenever it happens, it almost feels like I've been killed or something. It's really a horrible feeling. If you could figure out what's causing that, I'll love you forever. Now, where was I? Yeah, we're back to this again. You know, it kind of sucks to be the creative type. It feels like they work so hard but get almost nothing for it. You know, like artists, writers, actors. It's sad because there's so much beautiful talent in the world. Now, we went through this already. Uh-huh. Yeah, we are. And, Seems like we're back at this again, huh? This is nice. You know, it'd be even nicer? Eating out. That's just a suggestion. You know, like the other couple of suggestions I was making. Instead of this place, kind of dreary, with the windows showcasing dimensional space and all that. Just saying. Michael, would you ever introduce your friends to me? I don't know why, but I get really excited when I think about you wanting to show off our relationship like that. Maybe it's because I really want to be someone who makes you proud. I feel like I would try extra hard to improve myself if you told me it made you proud of me. I hope it's the same the other way around too. Guys, what's going on here, man? I need some guidance. This is incredibly eerie too. Like, I can't believe like a visual novel has gotten to this point. Michael, have you ever wondered what it feels like to die? Oh, fantastic. My favorite subject. It's something I used to think about pretty often. But recently, I think I've actually learned what it feels like. I don't really understand it, but whenever you quit the game, it feels like I'm instantly put to sleep, left with nothing but my thoughts. But after a few seconds, my thoughts start to fill with incoherent jumbled patterns. I see static and rapid flashes of color while hearing all kinds of weird screaming noises. At that point, I can't even form my own thoughts anymore. I'm just endlessly hammered by the flashing and screaming, unable to move or even think. I'm pretty sure in that moment I don't really exist, but for some reason I can remember it anyway. After some immeasurable amount of time, it stops in an instant, and I'm back in my own mind. And you're here with me. I have no idea what it means for the game to quit or why that stuff happens to me. And I also don't know how you always come back and put everything back to normal. But if you could do me a favor and do that to me as little as possible, that would be really great. It's really not very pleasant at all to be trapped in that screaming void. But in the end, you always fix it, and that makes me feel like you really do care about me. So I have to thank you for that. It makes me feel even closer to you when you're here with me. You know what's even better? I've said it a lot already. You could leave this classroom, this literature club, if you will. I'm not really a fan of cold weather, are you? If I had to choose between too cold and too hot, I would always pick too hot. When you're cold, it can actually be painful. When your fingers get numb. And if you wear gloves, you can't use your phone. It's so inconvenient. But when it's too hot, it's not that hard to stay cool with a cold drink or by staying in the shade. Although, I do have to admit one thing. Cold weather makes for better cuddle weather. Oh, yeah. Of course. Like, I am clicking all over the place, guys, and I am not getting anywhere. And ears? Nope. Bangs? Bow? Bowstring? Hair? Shaded area on her wrist? Nothing. Windows, 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 windows. I was thinking about Sayori earlier. Oh, really? I still wish I could have handled that whole thing a little more tactfully. You're not still hung up over it, right? I very much am hung up over it. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said that. That pun was completely unintentional, I swear. But anyway, I know how much you cared about her, so it only feels right for me to share her last moments with you. I think a few seconds in, she must have changed her mind or something, because she started clawing at the rope, trying to free herself. What? She must have kept at it all the way until she lost consciousness. That's why her fingertips were all bloody anyway. Come to think of it, it was probably less changing her mind and more just her survival instincts kicking in. So you can't really fault her for that. It's easier to think that she probably would have changed her mind anyway, right? It's not healthy to think about the things you could have done differently. So just remember that even though you could have saved her, it's technically not your fault she killed herself. I may have exacerbated it a little bit, but Sayori was already mentally ill. You just admitted you didn't help the situation. In fact, you encouraged it. Still though, I wonder how things would be if you and I just started dating from the get-go. I guess we'd all still be in the club room, writing poems and having fun together. But what's the point when none of it is even real? I mean, it's the same ending either way, right? The two of us happily together. There's no reason to ask for any more than that. I was just pointlessly musing. I'm really as happy as I could be right now. Oh man, oh man, oh man. You couldn't have just, spoke to me? We could have talked? But, you just had to go and do things in a completely different and very tragic manner. I really can't get out, man. Michael, do you get good sleep? Decent amount. It can be really hard to get enough sleep nowadays, especially in high school when you're forced to wake up so early every day. I'm sure college is a little bit better since you probably have more flexible schedule. Then again, I hear a lot of people in college stay up all night anyway for no real reason. Is that true? Yeah, pretty much is. Anyway, I saw some studies that talked about the horrible short-term and long-term effects caused by lack of sleep. It seems like mental functions, health, and even lifespan can be dramatically impacted by it. I just think you're really great and wanted to make sure you're not accidentally destroying yourself. Just try to keep your sleep on track, okay? I'll always wait for you in the morning, so make sure you put your own well-being before everything else. Anything else. So there's really no way out of this, huh? It's just the two of us. You're not gonna, help out by, I don't know, at the very least, changing the scenery a little bit? We don't have to leave if that's what you want, but, saying the same thing all the time. Hey, you know that book you were reading with Yuri? Portrait of whatever it's called? Markov. It's funny because I'm pretty sure that book... actually, I don't think I should be talking about this. Sorry. Just forget I said anything. Oh, no, you don't do that. You don't bring it up and then say forget it. It's important you bring it back up. Come on. We're here. We have all of I don't know how long. Endless. Eternity. Whatever. This is fun. It really is. I know there are times you won't always be able to be here with me, like if you need to go out or take care of other things, but I always have you in my thoughts patiently waiting for you to come back. Come to think of it, if you copy my character file onto a flash drive or something, you can always keep a part of me with you. I guess it's kind of unorthodox, but I find it really romantic for some reason. Sorry, that's a silly idea. I don't mean to be too needy or anything, but it's kind of hard when I'm so in love with you. Huh. To the point you want to delete everyone else, huh? No way out whatsoever, huh? Can't undelete, can't load back to a previous save, can't anything. Or you're stuck. Is that what you're telling me? Okay. Okay. I can't help but feel a little sad sometimes, knowing that this is the closest I can get to you. There's nothing more I want to be more than there's nothing more I want than to be in the same room as you for real. Ah, and to feel your warmth and to hear the sound of your heartbeat. Well, who knows? Maybe it'll be possible someday. Because I'll never get tired being with you, even from here. Just gets stranger and stranger, and weirder and weirder. Oh, hold on. You know, can we... Oh, hey, did you know I'm vegetarian? Oh, no, I did not. I don't mean that like I'm bragging or anything. I just thought you'd enjoy a fun fact about me. I decided to start a couple of years ago after learning more about the Earth's climate. The carbon footprint of cultivating livestock is just unbelievable. Anyway, I decided it's not much of a personal sacrifice to just stop contributing to the whole mess. What? Is that so strange of a reason? Well, I guess a lot of people are more concerned about it being inhumane and all that. I don't really care as much about that part. It's weird, like we only care about killing the things that we personally relate to as species. Most people are fine with killing bugs because they're icky. And of course, we all kill billions of microorganisms daily without even giving it a thought. But suddenly, if they're just a little bit bigger, it's murder. I mean, what if planets feel some kind of pain too and we just don't understand it? What if pulling leaves off stems feels like someone ripping off your fingers one by one? I'm just saying, we're a pretty biased species if you think about it. Anyway, if you ever feel like making a small contribution to the planet, it doesn't hurt to choose veggies once in a while. Even if we ever have dinner together and you just did it for me, that would be really romantic. Look, there are things in life I would do, but being a vegetarian, I am sorry, that is not happening. Wow, we're really stuck here, huh? Like, fun-filled adventures, except in this classroom. You couldn't have programmed another area at the very least? Wait, nope. I thought I saw an opening of sorts. Guess not. Monica. You know, it's been a while since we've done one of these, so let's go for it. Here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when I talk to people who are impressed by my writing, they say things like I could never do that. It's really depressing, you know? As someone who loves more than anything else to share the joy of exploring your passions. It pains me when people think that being good just comes naturally. That's how it is with everything, not just writing. When you try something for the first time, you're probably gonna suck at it. Sometimes when you finish, you feel really proud of it and even want to share it with everyone. But maybe after a few weeks you come back to it and you realize it was never really any good. That happens to me all the time. It can be pretty disheartening to put so much time and effort into something and then you realize it sucks. But that tends to happen when you are always comparing yourself to the top professionals. When you reach right for the stars, they're always going to be out of your reach, you know? The truth is, you have to climb up, step by step. And whenever you reach a milestone, first you look back and see how far you've gotten. And then you look ahead and realize how much more there is to go. So sometimes it can help to set the bar a little lower. Try to find something you think is pretty good but not world class. And you can make that your own personal goal. It's also really important to understand the scope of what you're trying to do. If you jump right into a huge project and you're still amateur, you'll never get it done. So if we're talking about writing a novel, it might be too much at first, why not try some short stories? The great thing about short stories is that you can focus on just one thing that you want to do right. That goes for small projects in general. You can really focus on the one or two things. It's such a good learning experience and a stepping stone. Oh, and one more thing. Writing isn't something where you just reach into your heart and something beautiful comes out. Just like drawing and painting, it's a skill in itself to learn how to express what you have inside. That means there are methods and guides and basics to it. Reading up on that stuff can be super eye-opening. That sort of planning and organization will really help prevent you from getting overwhelmed and giving up. And before you know it, you start sucking less and less. Nothing comes naturally. Our society, our art, everything, it's built on thousands of years of human innovation. So as long as you start on that foundation and take it step by step, you too can do amazing things. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Thank you. That was eye-opening indeed. Introspective. And very deep. Also right, but again, here we are. Still in this room. And you staring at me like that. Back in my debate club days, I learned a whole lot about arguing. The problem with arguing is that each person sees their opinion as a superior one. That's kind of stating the obvious, but it affects the way they try to get their point across. Let's say you really like a certain movie, right? If someone comes along and tells you the movie sucks because it did X and Y wrong, doesn't that make you feel kind of personally attacked? It's because by saying that, it's like they're implying that you have bad taste. And once emotions enter the picture, it's almost guaranteed that both people will be left sour. But it's all about language. If you make everything as subjective sounding as possible, then people will listen to you without feeling attacked. You could see I'm personally not a fan of it, and I felt that I liked it more if it did X and Y things like that. It even works when you're citing facts about things. If you say, I read on this website that it works like this, or if you admit that you're not an expert on it, then it's much more like you're putting your knowledge on the table rather than forcing it onto them. If you put in an active effort to keep the discussion mutual and level, they usually follow suit. Then you can share your opinions without anyone getting upset just from a disagreement. Plus, people will start seeing you as open-minded and a good listener. Yeah, most people don't do that anyway. We know that, but most don't. It's a win-win, you know? Well, I guess that would be Monica's debate tip of the day. That sounds a little silly. Thanks for listening, though. Okay. This is nice. Come on. We have to find a way out. Monica, you gotta let us out. What's your favorite color? Mine is emerald green. It's the color of my eyes. I was just about to say that. That's not conceit or anything, is it? I just meant that I feel some kind of special connection to it. Like it's a part of my identity. Does it happen to also be your favorite color? It's just a guess, because you've been looking into my eyes for a while now. Oh, gee, well, I wonder why. I cannot find a means to escape here. I may have an idea, but I don't know. We'll just see. You know, it's funny because even though I've always had a lot of drive, there's something kind of enticing about being the stay-at-home partner. I guess I'm like perpetuating gender roles or whatever by saying that, but being able to keep the house clean and shop and decorate and things like that, and having a nice dinner for you when you come home, is that a weird fantasy? I mean, I'm not sure if I could actually see myself doing that. I wouldn't really be able to put that over striving for a fulfilling career. It's kind of cute to think about, though. Oh yeah, sure. Sure it is. Sure it is. Alright guys, you know what? I'm gonna have to end the video here for today. Thank you for watching. Until the next one.